As I'm sure you guys remember, around the trade deadline, the trade rumors were absolutely swirling around Jacob Markstrom. So much so that Markstrom came out himself and said that he wished it was, quote, handled differently from up top. It got pretty hot, and apparently talks between the Devils and Flames got pretty serious. I made a video chiming in on it at the time. I really would have been stunned if it happened at the trade deadline. Here was my reasoning for that. By no means is it impossible, but that's just such a huge move to make in season. Like, there would have to be so many assets going back to the Flames. We saw what Lindholm just went for. I don't think it's a stretch right now to say that Markstrom is the face of the franchise for the Flames, and there would definitely be teams who would be super hungry to acquire a goalie like that for their playoff run. And maybe that's something that gets revisited in the offseason when teams have a lot more time to iron everything out, not just in terms of the trade package, but also salary. You can also get more teams involved in the offseason than you can at this time of year. I still feel that way, and honestly, I think that's why the trade with the Devils fell through. Tom Fitzgerald, the Devils GM, even hinted at the prices being outrageous, and at the time, his team was still in a playoff race and he was trying to push them over the edge. You can't do that by selling the farm. Despite it upsetting Markstrom though, it seems like Craig Conroy and the Flames' patience here is going to pay off this offseason. Now you're not just dealing with New Jersey, but it seems like teams like Detroit, LA, Toronto, and Colorado could be interested here. Now, does that mean a Markstrom trade is 100% happening this offseason? No, it's not certain. I mean, Markstrom and the Flames apparently even smoothed things over after the season ended, so anything can happen here. But in my opinion, it definitely feels more real, more tangible now than it did at the trade deadline. I definitely wouldn't be stunned if he gets traded now, especially with how the organization feels about Dustin Wolf. They want to get him into more NHL action this year. I don't know how tradable Dan Vladar is at $2.2 million for a backup. Maybe if you retain, you can get him moved and have Wolf mentored by Markstrom. That's why I don't want to say 100%, oh, he's getting traded, because I definitely think that sounds like a Flamesy thing to do. If they have truly smoothed things over and Jacob is open to coming back to Calgary, I definitely wouldn't shut the door on that. But if you were to ask me my gut feeling, I'd say he's wearing a different jersey to start next season, just because he seems like a guy to me who wants to win a cup right now and he wants to be on a contender, and the Flames just aren't in that phase right now. They're in like a retool process, and Markstrom could be a key part of getting assets back for that retool. Now, we could debate if that's what they should be doing, because there's two schools of thought. Number one, Markstrom's value is as high as you're going to get it right now. You should deal him while it's there. Markstrom has had a tendency to have one good season followed by a bad season, trade him while his value is still high. And number 2 is, look how long it took you to find an elite goaltender after Mika Kiprusoff. They're so hard to find in this league. You have a really good one. Why would you give that up and risk waiting super long for the next one? And I totally get that line of thinking. I mean, for every New York Rangers, where there's Mike Richter to Henrik Lundqvist to now Igor Shesterkin, there's a Buffalo who's been searching long and hard since they traded Ryan Miller, or Toronto who's been perpetually rotating since they had the greatest goalie in NHL history, Vesa Toskala. But I think the market's going to be there this summer. I think there are teams who really want to improve their goaltending, like the Devils, who are open to trading the number 10 overall pick. And I think Conroy's going to see a deal that improves the future of his team for the long term, not just for a season or two. And I think it's going to get done. That being said, it would not surprise me one bit if on opening night, Markstrom is the Flames starting goaltender. I wonder about Detroit. I really do. That Yzerman, he could sneak in when you least expect it. They were so close to making the playoffs last year. They won their last game. They were tied in points with Washington. Same points percentage. They lost by regulation wins. I think having a Markstrom type upgrade in net could be a game changer for them. It would also allow some more time for their top goalie prospects in Sebastian Cossa and Trey Augustine to keep developing. Just a thought. As usual, give me your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Markstrom gets traded? And if so, to who? For more like this, please make sure to like the video and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. You're awesome.
The BMW iX is electricity in its ultimate form. An elegant trailblazer that's equal parts power and intelligence. An impressive range, it's